Hey, it's me, Unapologetically T, and I'm just here with a random video. Some couple of topics came up for me during the holiday season, and I did like a little video where I talked about a lot of them, but some of the things I did not get to was judgment and being holier than thou. So they go hand in hand as far as topic of discussions. But judgment. A lot of us who have lived lives that were not cookie cutter, that were not linear, where we actually did what we felt we were being called to do, whether it was what society deemed as normal or whatever. I wouldn't even say normal, I would say a standard. So we went against society's standards. Literally, this video is for you. This video is also for those who pass judgment onto others, for them taking callings that does not align with, what you think one path should be. And so I'm just gonna get into it. I do not have my usual car mount. I had to improvise. So if you're seeing this video and it is shaking, and you get motion sickness, my bad. I'm gonna try my best to make sure it don't shake too much. So with passing judgment, when people who have been through things say they hate when people pass judgment, and I've been guilty of passing judgment. We have all been guilty at some point in our lives of passing judgment on others. It becomes detrimental when we pass so much judgment on others. We pass people up, we pass people by, we condemn people. That's when it becomes very detrimental to society, because literally there are so many paths and so many people destined for greatness, but when you judge them because of their past or their path that they've taken, that's when it becomes like you're holier than thou. You're turning your nose up at someone, you're looking down on them. Granted, this does not apply to someone who is literally taking some corrupt paths and they're not learning the lessons that they need to learn. They're not, coming out of those situations changed and anew. They're literally out here hurting other people. Those people, you want to stay far away from. You still don't want to turn your nose up at them. Too bad, but you do want to stay the fuck away from them. Get them to God. But for examples, and I want to give multiple examples of why we should not pass judgment. I have been around a lot of different people. I grew up around people who were into sex work. I grew up around people who were drug dealers. I grew up around people who were killers. I grew up around people who were drug users. I grew up around homeless people. I have friends and schoolmates to this day that have their own battles. And I'll say, I have people I know that, they have their own battles. We all do. And literally, as a child, and I grew up watching stuff like Pimps Up, Hoes Down, and when I watched it, I did not look at the prostitute as she's a slut because she's, selling her body. I looked at it like, my God, what happened that would, want her to choose this path, or why did she choose this path? I would pray that, things would get better for the person. I even went a step further with cry for them, like, and then I had to realize, like, even that's kind of passive judgment, because you're pitying them, you're passing that kind of judgment. So judgment can get real deep. So I literally began to look at more documentaries on sex work, and sex work has existed since ancient times. Like, sex work has been here since ancient times. We all know that, like, it's the same. God created, God made pussy and water for free. However, just because he did doesn't mean that that's how they gotta go. Okay? Doesn't mean that's how they gotta go. It should be, but there are so many women and men, because that's a misconception that men are not in sex work, and men really are in sex work. Pimping is basically, been alive for a long time too, and the whole point of a pimp is to serve as protection. However, I never understood that ideology, because I was like, if I'm gonna go out there and sell my body, nigga, I'm gonna take my risk, because I can't share my bread, and you ain't out there sucking the dick that I gotta suck, and I just can't do it. So I did not ever like that culture of pimping, but culturally, don't get me wrong, I understand it to that degree. Culturally, I do know why it was created, and it was definitely created out of protection for women who couldn't protect themselves, and it also was created to build empires of its own. And so a lot of these things we judge because it's like bottom of the barrel, like far as society goes. Were networks of things that was created to basically keep wealth inside certain communities. Even with drug dealing, like, a lot of people shun drug dealers, but someone was gonna sell the drugs to the community, and a lot of them look at it like, at least it might as well be me. At least I know I'm not, dealing certain poisons to, like, I'm making sure the product is all right and all that stuff. So, like, drugs was gonna be out on the streets anyway. The CIA has already admitted to, they was put crack out there. Like, if you think about it, like, a lot of these drugs were very highly prevalent during certain periods of time on purpose to destroy certain communities. So if you're gonna judge the drug dealer, then you're gonna have to judge who actually started putting that shit out there. If you're gonna judge the drug addict, you need to go to the top of the totem pole and judge the people who actually get it over here. So, like, I look at that. I look at things as so many different schemas, and literally a lot of people don't. And so, even to go a step further, let's just say a sex worker is a sex worker. The lifestyle she experiences on doing sex work and all that stuff literally can become a testament for someone that she could save lives one day. So if she does not fall victim to literally the sex working and she makes it out, she literally can save lives one day. So to judge her while she's going through what she's going through, to judge her after she comes out of it, or him, she or he, because gender does not matter, but yeah, like, we literally have to be careful about those things, because, like, literally you never know the calling that God gives somebody, and it's not your place to judge. I will say this, I do judge people who intentfully try to harm me, destroy me, or anything like that. I will pass judgment on you. I mean, it's not for, what your calling was in life, is for what you have done to me. So that's different. But even to take it out of, like, sex work, for the person who was a drug addict, why pass judgment on a person who's a drug addict and they got their life together? Like, Shit, I don't even pass judgment on the person that's a drug addict while they're a drug addict, because for the simple fact, I know what pain and suffering is, and I know that people don't just wake up one morning and say, I want to be a drug addict. No one wakes up one morning and say, I want to be, a sex worker. No one really aspires to those careers on average. So literally, I know that, someone struggling with substance abuse is literally a person suffering from trying to numb and self-medicate what's going on inside. So judging less is literally the best policy on that one. Really, really the best policy. Another reason you shouldn't judge is because if you judge people, sometimes that shit can end up happening to you or your loved ones. And then you will get a front seat on how easy it is to become victim to certain struggles and certain trials and tribulations. So that's another reason it's not. Oh, sorry. It's good. She's taking the trash out. So, and I had to unlock the door. So yeah, like, it's not good to pass those judgments. Like, and even with homelessness, as a child, like, I was very compassionate about why people were homeless. Like, I knew that no one, just woke up and was like, I don't want a home. And I would actually talk to, like, homeless people and see what their situation is. If you would ever have spare time, like, the homeless community, they need interaction with people. Like, they need help. They need assistance. Don't pass judgment. Like, some of the stories about why people are homeless is literally heart-wrenching, heartbreaking. You never just know who has been through what. And judge less. Some people are homeless because they done figured out how to crack the fucking code. Like, they've realized that they would be... I had an e-card teacher. I don't know if I told this before on here. I probably have. But I had an e-card teacher, and he literally called homeless people professional campers. And literally they are. They have cracked the code to saying fuck society. And that's why government... they literally build bus stops and certain structures so that it will not be comfortable for homeless people, because they know some people have basically caught on and realized that they can literally say fuck the system and live day by day instead of being so fucking stressed out every day. And most of those people don't even stand on the corner and like beg. A lot of those people pop in and pop out. I've watched so many documentaries and actually talked to homeless people. And then there's some people who literally have fallen on hard times. So, like, governments are not really in support of helping homeless people, because helping homeless people does not help their bottom line. And so they kind of condition people who are not homeless to pass judgment. So a lot of these passing judgments and societal rules that we follow and norms that we follow is designed so that we are literally always against each other and not seeing who the real problem is. But I'm going to say it once and I'm going to say it twice. I have a voice and I'm going to use it. And I have so much knowledge that has been held in. And I'm just ready to get it out. I don't care who likes it or who doesn't. But, like, you literally are waiting for a system that is designed for you to fail to save you. And a lot of people have realized that this system is designed for me to fail, and they have went against the system. And a lot of you are judging them for some of the decisions they have made and the lifestyle and the choices they have made, when if they waited for the system to give them an opportunity, they literally would have nothing. So they're literally making their own way the best that they know how, and taking all the risks while they're doing it, while you are only looking at it from your point of view of, well, I was dealt certain cards too, and I didn't go that route. Good for fucking you. You want a cookie? Do you want a cookie, or do you want to see that other people have different points of views, different perspectives, different lifestyles, different life happenings? That holier than thou shit got to go. That has nothing to do with God. That has nothing to do with God. God frowns upon you. So if you were a person who literally were dealt shitty cards, and you made it out of it, and you didn't take a route that went against societal norms, and you pushed through, oh my gosh, I know, I've done it too. I know it's a hard path, but their path is hard too. And this whole, it's funny and interesting because I see it a lot amongst my own kind, like my own skin folks. You'll get a skin folk who struggled, and they grew up dirt poor, and they had these trials and tribulations, and once they get through that shit, like, they forget who they are, they forget where they came from, they look down on their brothers and sisters, and they dissociate with them completely, like they're not even a part. Their tax bracket change, and they change, and I want to save this video for myself too. So if anybody ever see me fucking slipping, you send me this video. A matter of fact, I'm gonna put judgment as the title. You send me this video, because that's some ugly shit. That shit ain't close to God. Like, for you to have been through struggles and turn your nose down at people who are going through struggles, that shit is not holy. That is disgusting. That is gross misconduct of character. You are not better than anyone because of your tax bracket. I have met plenty of people who have had the most ideal tax bracket, and they were piss poor morally. They were piss poor principles. They were fucking tormented soul. It was a tormented soul inside. It was never no happiness that could be found. Because a lot of you sell your soul to get where you want to go, and then once you get there, your soul gone, you can't enjoy it. And so the only thing that you can enjoy in life is looking down on someone else and saying how fucked up they are. And this happens no matter what tax brackets you get to. You can literally go from being and I'm not even talking about the people who were born rich. Y'all disconnected anyway most times. If your parents did not teach you to be humble and did not start you out to realize that their money wasn't your money, a lot of you were doomed anyway. So I'm not even talking to you. I'm more talking to the people who have came from nothing and find their self where they want to be. And some of where people want to be is not always to be the richest person or whatever, like, but maybe it's a middle class lifestyle, maybe it's just comfortability. And once you get there, like, your whole outlook on other people that are finding their way it's insane. So it's like, judge less. We're all guilty of judging someone. So, like, when people be like, I hate that judgy shit, we all judge people on a day-to-day fucking basis. Like, I'm not a person that judge by outside or judge by energy. I do hate judgmental ass people. I grew up in a judgmental ass home. Literally, my mom was a fucking drug addict. She literally was, she struggled with alcohol addiction as well. She had a lot of struggles, and it was like I watched her come out of these struggles, and I was so proud of her at certain points in my life. It gave me strength to know that I could overcome, shit, and I can't take that away. But I watched her as she got to where she wanted to be at in life, and I watched how she judged so many others that was in the same situation she was. And it's like, how could you? How could you forget where you came from? How could you? And so this is a reminder to, like, stop judging people, even if you don't even know what that situation is, like, far as like you came from that situation. Even if you don't know, stop judging people for God make you find out. let's bring that back again. Stop judging people for God make you find out what the fuck they going through, why the fuck they going through it. And you might not be lucky enough to come up out of it, because a lot of us have went through some crazy shit and we have came out of it. We still stand to tell the tale. So judge less on this good day. It is December the 26th. I always say that time does not matter because it's a perception. It is about when you receive the message. And but yeah, that shit was on my heart. Like, that holier than thou shit gotta stop, because you are not close to God. Only people that are close to God is the ones that know that struggle and know that you cannot judge nobody. And I do say use discernment, because I told y'all I would judge the fuck out somebody who is trying to take me out, destroy me. I will make your ass cry the way these words gonna come out my mouth. So this is using discernment. We are talking about people who are choosing life paths that are not hurting anyone. It's only hurting your ego because they are choosing a path that you don't agree with. It is hurting your ego. It is hurting the control freak in you. We're not talking about people who are literally, let's say this, like I said, don't judge the drug addict. We ain't talking about if the drug addict came in your house and broke in and stole your shit, judge the fuck out that drug because it's now personal. It's personal now. I am talking and even still with it being personal, you still know that the drug addict stole because the drug addict needed drugs. But still, it's personal because now you done took from me. And so now I'm going to judge you. But, like, we're talking about judging people from hearsay, from what you see, and their lifestyle is not affecting you. They are not taking advantage of you. They are not causing you any harm. They are not causing you any harm. That's the type of judgment. So always use discernment with my videos. Like, if you fail with using discernment, my videos are not for you. You might need to go find somewhere that is going to be a lot more straightforward, because sometimes there is like, I'm not always straightforward. There's some hidden, mysteries and nuggets in here that, like, you're gonna need to know how to use this information I'm giving you. But yeah, y'all judging the wrong system. Y'all judging the wrong people. Y'all need to be judging the system that has created this hostile environment for us to survive in. And even if a woman wants to monopolize off of selling her body, if she is okay with that spiritually, like, you need to mind your motherfucking business. Because a lot of y'all bitches is out here giving it up for free. So, and I always said, like, it is a lot of times where I wish I could go back and I wish I would have charged, like, because I consider myself as a networking hoe. And that's my business. Like, that is my business. But, it's a lot of times I wish I could go back and I wish I would have had a price. And then I've even got to a point in my life where I wish I could go back and just be, that child, that little girl in me that knew, like, I was being sexually abused, but I knew that I wanted to be a version of my own right. Like, I wanted to be a version of my own right. And I ain't want to give nothing to these niggas. Like, my body was a temple. So, like, you can't judge. You just can't judge. You just never know what people be going through, why they do the things they do, why they called to do the things that they do. Judge less. Judge less, definitely when that shit don't got nothing to do with you, for real. Even when it's your kids. Sometimes your kids pick paths that you don't agree with or you don't really like, and your ego get involved. You gotta let your kids be who the fuck God sent them to be. Like, you have to, or you're going to destroy them, and it's gonna be your fault. It's gonna be your debt to pay. So judge less on this good day, and all days continued forward. Allow people to be themselves. If they are not directly hurting you, they are not your judgment. They are not your judgment call. And what is the good old saying? Only God can judge me. That is the good old saying, and it's true indeed. But I'm gonna judge the fuck out you if you come this way playing like, okay, if you come this way playing stupid games, you gonna get judged, and you gonna get it served up to you. So use discernment. Goodbye. Good day.